Hey, Dopix, can you give me someone shooting an AR-15 into a crowded subway?
Beef?
Hello, welcome to Beef Boys. You're listening to Beef Boys with your ears.
Get ready for the beef, ayy. Throw it on the grill, stick it in my ass, ayy. Put it in a bun, stick it in my ass, ayy. Beef Boys, you're listening to Beef Boys, you're listening to Beef Boys, you're listening to Beef Boys. Put it on the grill and stick it in your ass and come it out of your penis dry.
Beef Boys.
That was good, guys. I think that's probably our best intro yet.
I think so. I mean, this is only episode 3, but hello everybody. Welcome to Beef Boys, your favorite meat-themed podcast.
Of which there is no others.
Exactly. I'm joined by my sexy co-hosts. We got Andrew Miller chugging down the dew. What is that, a Peppy?
It's a cherry Dr. Pepper.
Slurping the pep. And then we got James Miller, a.k.a. the blue-headed fucking fat-cocked big old dick boy.
I was wondering where that was going.
I thought he was going F slur at first, and then I thought he was just going to call me fat, but then it turned into a compliment.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
really went all
exactly.
over the place.
Yeah, no,
Really had a good
I'm all compliments, baby. And then last but not least, we got the sexy Kiwi, the handsome, fucking Harry Potter with a better looking face. Many kudos.
Hello.
Bro, you look like the troll face when you do that. Stick your jaw out again, like yes. Courtney, edit that to the troll face.
That's my profile picture. I've done that. It is being
Your
done.
profile picture isn't even photoshopped.
Yeah.
It's just you.
So, James, how was your day?
Fuck you, Andrew. So my day started out wonderfully. I last night at like 12 o'clock in the morning, I ordered a new microphone. I didn't just get this because it's cringe and I think that I'm like epic because it was a big waste of money. But
Is that Joe Rogan?
last night my microphone broke and I'm in the depths of this cyberpunk video right now that's taking me like 3 months. In the future, maybe you remember this. And then I had to buy a new one, so I had to spend $400 fucking on this mic, and then I had to drive 60 miles to go get it. This is the only mic within 100 miles of me, and I had to have a mic for motherfucking Beef Boys tonight. So I drive there. I drove far enough today to go to fucking Disney World, and I just went to a Sam Ash. I didn't even get touched up on by Minnie Mouse or some shit. Like I got to waste money on a microphone. So I drive to get my microphone. I drive back. I get pulled over. Apparently my car isn't registered anymore, so caught a $150 ticket for that one.
$550 microphone. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
$19 Fortnite card.
Came back home, fucking installed my mic. Was pretty happy with it. Went to go edit, and then I opened Premiere, and it said I was missing files. And apparently, while I was gone, my SD card said LMAO and just jumped off a bridge and fucking killed itself. And it corrupted 3 months worth of audio files that I had on there for the Cyberpunk video because I was editing off of an SD card, which Doplex shamed me while I was going through probably the worst crisis I've ever had in 4 years of content creation.
I didn't shame you. I almost shamed you, but I didn't.
Yeah, he pulled off when he
showed
realized
yeah,
how
I did.
distraught
I pulled
I
out.
was.
Yeah,
He pulled out.
I pulled out.
But then when I fixed this problem, he put it all over my face.
Yeah.
And then I bought a $70 software to get my files back, and it didn't work. So now I'm out another $70 on top of that. And I thought, and I literally was Googling like jobs near me, and I was just gonna.
You're gonna go pick up a part-time job.
I was fully just. I was fully
YouTube,
gonna
I'm
just
out.
scrap YouTube for now and just pick up a full-time job, just like out of pure
Wow.
rage.
You were down bad.
I was down bad, caught 4K.
So how did you manage to solve this crisis?
So, I used a free software that I used like 3 years ago for this called Rekuva. Shout out. Because fuck Recover It. That's the one I paid money for. Fuck Recover It. Pieces of fucking...
You heard it here
Recover these
first.
nuts, boy. If only you could
Boys
recover
do
your
not
$70.
condone recover it.
Recover this dick. I'm getting my money back. I'm bullshitting.
We're calling you
chat
out.
tomorrow. So I used Rakuva, and then it turned it into CHK files, which are unusable. But if you literally just change this .chk into whatever the file used to be, it somehow just magically turns back into that file fully functioning. So I just
Sweet.
changed CHK into .wav, and my audio was back and better than ever. And then I found out that motherfucking Julia, what's her name, Andrew? After all that, I'm all happy
Epstein.
again. And then the actress died.
She was the grandma
Oh.
in Arrested Development, and I'm
Yeah,
blanking
she was on
her
Arrested
name right now.
Development. I mean, yeah, she's like
She was on Archer.
yeah,
It's
man.
something
And then I found out
Walter.
she died, and then
It's been a real roller coaster for you,
Jessica
James.
Walter. Jessica
it was a
Walter.
terrible
is her
day.
name.
I
I'll
was
say
crying. I was crying to "Girlfriend" by Avril Lavigne, and out of sadness, and then I
It's not a
fixed
song you cry to
everything,
usually.
and I was
It's not even a song to cry.
Yeah.
I know.
a good song to cry.
She
to.
has very
I was
sad,
listening to
like
it in-
depressing songs, and you cried like the happiest one she's
That
gone.
It was just what was on Spotify at the moment. I just broke down to it, but it was the
Damn.
Nightcore versions. If you don't know what Nightcore is, it's like
Oh, sure.
Even
okay.
worse.
it like,
like-
speeds everything
Oh,
up and pitches it
James.
up. It's so epic. And then Forever by Drake came on, and then I fixed everything, and I was happy crying to Forever by Drake. And
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
And
I
I was-
am
you know,
losing
it's-
my mind at the thought of you just like sobbing at your failed YouTube career with
And looking for jobs.
Nightcore
Literally.
Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne blasting in the background.
With,
and you're
yeah,
just
with
staring
jobs
at
job search on the
files.
second monitor.
literally, yeah, like literally though, like just in tears thinking about just giving up after 4 years. The like Ruby Tuesdays applications open on one monitor,
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne on the other one.
So what have we learned, James?
Probably that maybe that you should probably keep all your files on SD cards that are over 4 years old. I would say.
I think that was
And
a
definitely
takeaway
don't
for me
back
as
any of
well.
them up anywhere.
No.
Here's my
You can corrupt
perspective.
it when you do that.
Here's my perspective. I woke up, I checked my phone, as I usually do, go to Twitter, just see a meltdown in chat. But I could tell this was different because James was being very muted. Like,
Yeah.
normally when James is mad or angry, he's like losing his shit. This was like, he was in shock. Like he was just typing.
He ended every sentence with haha.
It was just, you were just, here's how I knew it was bad. You were just typing normally, like you weren't like in all caps or anything. I was just like, oh, fuck. Because it took me a second to realize, I was still half awake and I was like, damn, he should probably be more upset about this than he seems. And then I was like, oh, right, he's in shock. It was like the time I woke up and the Capitol riots happened, and I go on Twitter and everyone's like, "This is the darkest day I've ever experienced in American history," and I was like, "What the fuck has happened?" I just had to keep scrolling.
It was literally one of those moments where after it was all done, I was just sitting there and like couldn't convince myself to be happy because my brain still perceived like a massive threat even though it was gone. But it was like I almost got hit by a car and now the car's gone, but it just like
You
I still
got
feel
the
like I'm
adrenaline?
going to die at any second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have that thing like once you recover the files where like, do you ever get this where when you're working in like Premiere or whatever and you realize you haven't saved in a while and like it suddenly like locks up, like it has to render something really quickly or something fucky happens and the whole thing looks like it's frozen and you think it's about to
Yeah.
I think it's about to crash, but then it somehow pulls through and you're like, oh, and you like really gingerly save. Did you do that once you got the files back? You were like, oh, okay, back these up everywhere I can.
I literally backed. I have 4 copies because I have
Yeah.
3 hard drives and then the SD, and I have copies on every single one. But dude, Premiere does that all the time. For like probably a few times a day, Premiere will freeze and say not responding, but it'll like save itself.
Except for when it doesn't.
I have a similar story to what you had. It's never happened to me, thankfully, but I remember in the final year of university, we did like a major project, which was like what you spent your whole year on. I went to design school, in case anyone doesn't know, but last year design school, major project year, you spend your entire year on it. And we had like a Facebook group where everyone could like share updates and do whatever. And this chick, like 3 weeks before it was due, again, this is like an entire like 2 semesters, whatever. It's like the whole year you spend on this one project. Like 3 weeks before it was due, this chick like posted this feverish post on the Facebook page being like, I left the flash drive with the only copy of my project in the library. Now I can't find it. Has anyone seen it? And it's so weird because usually when like someone posts some shit like that, you know, people used to, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, what, you know, like, well, they're being really like respectful. This was like one of the first times where people were just like, I feel really bad for you, but like honestly, you're such a fucking idiot. Like
You dumb bitch.
It was one of the first times I'd ever seen someone just be like, really? This is the only copy of your entire project you spent a year on? I don't know what happened in the end. I think she scrapped something together, but goddamn, that was really funny.
She failed. She dropped out.
I do that with literally everything. There's not enough of an incentive to wait 30 minutes to back up just like a raw camera file, you know, like
I just do it at the end of the night. Like
I could do so much with that 30 minutes.
While I'm going to like brush my teeth and like take a piss and stuff, I'll just like drag everything onto my backups and then just let it do that. But
I don't brush my teeth, so
what the fuck? The
Wait, what?
Is that real?
Whatever.
He has eternally clean teeth.
I live life on like a different. You wouldn't get it. It's all right.
The
pee-pee.
There was I remember also in that final project, there was another guy who was doing, we all did 3D, and there was like only a few of us who did 3D. And this guy was doing this 3D thing where he did like 3D models of characters. I can't remember what his thing was, but he was like useless, and he left everything to like the last minute consistently. And he'd left something.
Was this like a group thing?
No, this was just like individual project stuff. Thankfully, you could do groups, but he was by himself, which is good because otherwise he would have fucked someone else over. But like, he was famous for like leaving shit to the last minute. But like, again, this is major project. Like your entire year is based around this. Like I was done like a week before it was due, just because you want to give yourself as much time, because then you have to write like, you know, fucking essays and do a presentation and shit on it. So you want your thing to be done ages before. This dude was rendering the night before, and rendering takes fucking forever. Like, I wouldn't even want to leave that like 2 weeks out, and this dude was doing it literally the day before it was due. And my girlfriend went into the computer lab in the morning to like set up a presentation or whatever, and she like saw his computer like rendering that he just left overnight, and the model was just like boom, like it like all the vertices were exploded out, like it was like just imagined it was like a spiky ball that like this character was meant to be, and apparently he came in and just looked at it and just left. He was like, fuck this. I'm pretty sure he failed. He failed because he was trying to render the night before it was due.
Yeah.
Well, he deserves that.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
The film school I was at, you got one main drive, and then they always gave you, well, actually maybe it was my year they did this. You're supposed to back up all of your thesis film footage because you've got like a week's worth of hours of shooting, you know, red footage and shit. So you're supposed to back that up. And I can't remember who it was, but there was a bunch of people who decided to live their life on the edge and not back things up, and their drive corrupted. And was it my editing professor had to like, he's like a genius. My editing professor was awesome, but he like he took apart the drive and somehow extracted footage like manually and managed to recover like 80 or 90% of it. I have no idea.
What a legend.
What went into that.
Coming out
like,
with tweezers.
Just the thought of all of that work going down the tube, I was just like,
he's like an Instagram fucking magician, just like pulling raw film out of a digital like hard drive, and Andrew's like, oh my god, how is he double tap for more?
He's Zach Fox, or whatever that guy's name is.
Zach Fox? Zach Fox is the fucking like meme lord rapper on Twitter.
Oh, I thought he was the guy, that weird editor that's like, I'm gonna jump into this painting like Mario 64 and come out with my
but I
dick
know
out.
exactly. I know. We all know. Everybody in the world knows exactly. He was so popping in like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
What's his name? I don't know who he's talking
He still
about.
does stuff. I can't remember his name at all. But
He's like a really good editor. No, I was just imagining him like pulling out little clips of tweezers. And,
Well, I was imagining him pulling it.
extracted footage.
I was imagining the guy pulling it out like Dumbledore pulling out like memories, like the silver little like he's like just putting them out and then putting it into the what's the fucking basin? Anyway, that.
Why do I not know that?
You know what I mean?
So
I didn't
Fuck.
watch Harry Potter.
Something Balandier or something, some shit like that. Go ahead, Doveflex.
I feel like we just went on a whole tangent of explaining why James editing off an SD card is a bad idea.
That's how
So sorry for
conversation
hammering
works.
that point home.
Yeah, especially when it's like a project that's the culmination of your entire life that you know is gonna take months on end, and you just leave it all on
Right.
an SD card like a fucking ape.
Hey,
don't
if
do
you're
that.
if you're listening to this while you're working, now's a good time to both save and back up whatever you're working
And
on.
back up.
Yeah, doesn't matter how small
Hey,
it is.
shout
Everybody
out.
working right now.
Go back
Hey, you
up.
friendly reminder. Control S.
Yeah,
Slap it.
Go
Go
buy.
ahead.
Go
We'll
buy.
we'll give you a second.
Yeah.
Control S.
Hey, this is me. Reminding you to save your work.
Dude, Premiere has given me a heart attack so many times that Control S is like a Tourette's tick for me at this point. Every couple minutes,
same,
I'm just like,
bro.
but
too.
I just like, but I just smash
I-
it without
I
even
should-
thinking about it.
Some of the 3D
Yeah.
software I used in uni, it had like an autosave thing, and I remember on more than one occasion, like you'd be in the middle of doing shit, like clicking and dragging and doing all sorts of whatever 3D stuff, and it would just pop up, and the act of it popping up while you were doing something would freeze the entire program and make it crash. So there's more than one occasion
Dude,
the autosave
Premiere's
made me
so
lose
counterintuitive.
shit.
In Premiere, if I Control S, because I got the same thing. It's like a fucking tick. Like I'll be
Yeah.
in the middle of editing something and Control S like a fucking chimp. And like if you're doing something and try to save at the same time, like 9 out of 10
yeah.
times it fucking crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
so that
kill
used to happen with
yourself.
autosave and Maya, so, you know, shout out to Maya. Fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't even think about autosave. That's tragic.
I had a topic I want to bring up as well. Is there
Yes.
Is there anything you guys realized way too late in the game that like you could do? Way too late in life, I should say. So the
In
example,
Among Us,
yeah, and Among Us, yeah,
I think it's probably that you could. Probably that you could hit a boat lick. I guess.
Here-
That
here's,
took me a long time.
Are you ready to hit this boat lick?
here's my example. I realized recently, as a man, age 27, that you can sit down to piss. Now hear me out.
Dude, you
would-
know what? I'm gonna let
I
you go,
sit down to pee
Kudos.
all the time.
I pretty much exclusively sit down to pee.
It's comfy.
It's comfy. I do some thinking. I be on Twitter.
Well, that's the thing. That's
Peeing
the
takes
thing.
at least 5 to 10 minutes.
Wait, what?
yeah.
It comes out like guacamole.
I never.
No, I'll like
I'm
piss
too
and then
rising.
spend another minute or two just on the
I'm
toilet.
too rise and grind for that.
Well, here's the
Andrew's
here's the
sitting there
thing.
just
Growing up, I don't know, in the 90s, I suppose there was very much like a mentality of like if you sit down to pee, you're a girl. You know that whole meme where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you throw like a girl, you know, and
Yeah.
come from the country, I ain't gay, so I never sit down to pee. And I
Well,
think
your name starts with a K.
That's such a niche meme. No one's gonna fucking get that.
Courtney,
Courtney's
put
gonna
that
put
in
it
there
in.
so I don't look like an idiot.
His name starts with a K. We all know he's a gay.
Courtney, put it in 2 more
Don't
times
put it in.
after. Courtney,
Put it
put it
in
in
right
once and then
now.
put it in
Yeah.
2 more times. Now, Courtney, overlay
Sorry, Kudos,
one
continue.
at 50% opacity with a grayscale filter, offset by 2 seconds.
And then now just do the scream, but in slow motion, and then cut it like halfway.
And then cut to
And we're
Andrew's camera. Cut to Andrew's camera, and he's in the corner twerking.
And just shaking his ass up and down.
Really well.
He grabbed his dick. For the audio listeners, Andrew just shook his fucking dump truck and then turned around and then inappropriately grabbed himself.
I
in
Michael
our
Jackson
direction.
it.
Andrew's
like a fucking sick motherfucker.
Andrew's got an
Fucking
ass.
pervert.
Andrew's
Fuck
got
is
one
wrong
of
with
those
you?
asses so thick that it pushes all the meat on his back up and rolls his shirt up his back. That's how you know it. That's how you know it's good.
That's how you know it's
You
real.
got that dumpy. Yeah.
But-
sorry, Kudos. Continue.
Yeah, so
we just
I
Oh,
you know
yeah.
had this stupid like toxic masculinity type beat growing up, so like I never did, even when like it would probably more convenience to at times. And yeah, I
Right.
think Gus Johnson mentioned on like one of his podcast episodes that he was just like he talks about how he's been doing it every now and then, and I just had this like kind of watershed moment where I was like, oh yeah, I could just do that too. So now if it's like if I just want to take a load off but I don't feel like, you know, going all the way, I'll be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna
Right.
sit down. Or if like you know in your heart of hearts your spidey sense tingles and you know it's gonna split stream and start like multi-track drifting across the rim. You're like, I'm gonna sit down and just vibe out. So that was something at age.
I'm gonna sit down for this one.
Yeah, that was something at age 27. I realized like, oh, there is actually no reason why you can't sit down to piss as a man. How about you guys?
I do the opposite where I want my, because in high school I used to drink like 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of water a day just because it felt really good. But I used to pee like 14 or 15 times a day, so I perfected my pee science where I walk into the bathroom, just get in front of the toilet. I like pull my pant leg up and then just dangle my wiener out of it and just like aim and shoot. I don't even like, and
Down
I
your
lean
leg?
over enough so I can.
You take your
No,
right
it's not on
you
my
take your
leg.
right shoe off and you dunk your foot in the toilet and you piss down your leg.
Yeah.
Like some kind of expensive water
And
fountain.
I lean over enough so I don't dribble on the seat, and then I just shake it out, drop the pant leg, don't wash my hands, I don't give a shit, go back to work.
James
know
got
how
the
it is.
The
fastest
same way,
dick in the
too.
West.
That's how I shit too. Yeah.
Let's it
Down the
tumble down
leg.
the back of his
Dude,
thigh.
dude, when I was a kid, and by kid I mean up until I was in fucking middle school. When I was like 5, my sister told me that snakes and tarantulas can come out of spider drains, which snakes is kind of a thing in Florida, but in New Jersey that's like a complete lie. And my sister told me that, and from 5 years old until middle school. So like, dude, middle school, you're playing video games and calling people slurs on Xbox. So like, you're sentient enough. I was fat as shit, so I would break toilet seats all the time. I would get on the toilet like this and hold position. Dude, I would create like tsunamis. I would take out Japanese islands with the amount of fucking water. Like, look, this is I can balance like nothing.
For the
it's
audio
built into my
listeners,
DNA.
for the audio listeners, James is standing like he stood either side of the like his feet were on the toilet rim with his ass aiming down with a hope and a prayer.
Straddling the toilet.
James perfected
Did you ever put a laser dot scope on your ass so you knew where you were aiming?
Dude, I got so it's like I used to aim for the hole in the back of the toilet so I could like get at supersonic speed, just fucking shoot down into the thing and disappear.
Like one of those
Like, I
pool
was-
toys, like
I
the
was a
torpedo
sniper.
pool toys where you can throw them into the water and they go like,
That was my asshole.
that's epic.
Wait, so I'm confused. That's something you learned not to do?
Well, that was
Recently,
that was his
or-
defense mechanism to having
recently.
snakes and
But, like,
spiders crawl up his asshole.
Yeah, like I stopped doing it in middle school, which is just like ridiculously too old. Like I was 180 pounds in 6th grade, which like kudos, it probably isn't 180 pounds right now. And I was doing
kilos?
that shit. So it was, but it just I don't know how. I think we were just talking about our piss habits, and it reminded me of that.
I see.
What about you guys? How do you pee?
Well, I just mean pee habits is one of I just mean what's something you learned in general, like because I guess
Oh.
bathroom stuff as an example, because like you only get taught it by your parents till you're like 2 or 3 or whatever, and then
Right.
Yeah.
and then afterwards you're just kind of on your own. So I think everyone kind of develops their own strategy and never like cross references
Yeah.
it.
Dude, I
Yeah.
remember thinking so hard about this question because someone asked it on the Gus and Eddie podcast like 4 or 5 months ago, and I was like, when I have a podcast, I can't wait to tell people the dumb thing that I just realized at like 23, and now I can't think of fucking any.
Yeah, I can't think
Yeah.
of
For,
anything.
Like this specific question was so pog.
I think mine is pretty vanilla, and that's just like brushing my teeth in the shower. That's really it.
That's
It's
a time.
not very,
That's
like,
a time saver.
you know,
that's an advanced technique.
Yeah, it's super clutch. You know, I've been doing it for a few years now, but it's just like, you know, why stand there and just brush my teeth and not do anything when I could be in the shower getting clean while I clean my teeth?
And the foam gets everywhere. Like it's like I'm like Cujo brushing my fucking teeth every morning. So if
Yeah.
I'm in the shower, it doesn't
Right,
matter.
right.
And then you can use the toothpaste to like clean like his soap afterwards if you put the loofah under your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's
Well, I
white
guess-
I
and
heard
paste and
toothpaste
work.
in your dick hole feels real good.
For any of our audio listeners out there, James just put toothpaste in his dick hole.
Yeah, he's
Hold on. This is my
squirting
reaction.
it in.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel to
It
see
hurts
that.
so bad. Dude, I had in a video for like a skit me brushing my teeth in the shower, and half of the comments, like literally, I probably got 30 or 40 comments
I
of
remember
like,
that.
who the fuck brushes their teeth in the shower? And I was like,
Hold on.
it's like the two things in your day, easiest things in your day you can combine to save time and be
Yeah.
more efficient, and makes total.
see-
It's not like I'm brushing them in the fucking toilet. Like I'm
Well,
in the
right, and
shower.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like the shower isn't like, as long as you clean your shower, it's not like a disgusting place to do it. Like, I mean, if you think about it, your bathroom is a disgusting place to brush your teeth to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like, what difference does it make if you're doing it in a fucking box?
I actually had a kind of realization recently, like toothbrushes are fucking nasty. Like, can you imagine if you
Yeah.
used a fork
Yeah.
and then just put it on the like kitchen counter and then just picked it up again and used it without washing it the next day? That's what you do with a toothbrush every day. Like, you just leave it there wet,
Yeah.
and it, like, if you see a toothbrush after like a month, like if you actually really look at the bristles, there's like crap growing at the bottom of it. But like, you just
Yeah.
Dude,
you just grab it
I
anyway.
used the same toothbrush for fucking years, and
Kudos.
you best believe I never put it in a cup. It just sits on the counter collecting fucking.
Well, that's
water all
gross as
night.
well. If you do put it in a cup, if you like actually look at the bottom of the cup and it's just full of like
Yeah.
dregs from like 2 months of brushing your teeth, it's like it's
Exactly.
nasty.
If I
Yeah.
can't see it, it doesn't exist.
I think Kudos just created like an actual phobia. There's like at least 3 people that are just like, I'm getting a new toothbrush every day.
That shit can grow maggots too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
If you
like,
like eat a
well,
steak
anything's
and then
possible.
like you have an entire piece of ribeye stuck between your fucking gap teeth
No.
or something, you're Michael Strahan.
no, like, you know, like your toothbrush holders, right? Like, if you
Yeah.
have your toothbrush
No.
in there and like constant bacteria is like dripping down. I mean, I don't know if it would be maggots per se, but like you can grow some like weird shit in there. You
I don't know
like,
if maggots could thrive.
Yeah, I
in,
think maggots need
Colgate.
actual food, not bacteria. I think you're lying. Totally.
I don't know if it's maggots per se, but you know,
If you
Yeah.
left like a small amount of blue cheese in the bottom of your cup that you brush your tooth with,
an
like,
amoeba.
Then we can
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Speaking of maggots, I have a good segue for this.
Okay.
So, as you guys know,
so as you know,
I,
maggots, if you
Dream got
replace the M
canceled.
with an F,
Shut up, Andrew.
So as you guys know, I'm a bit of a bug guy, right? I'm a bit of a bug type trainer, you know.
more of an arsman person.
I have
but that's
spiders, right? And I have maggots, and I have been working to
the
incubate flies for the longest time.
Wait. Why do you
Yes.
you have maggots as a pet?
I have maggots.
As,
No,
like-
no, as feeders for my spiders.
Okay, that makes a little.
That's
that
definitely
makes a
okay.
little
That's
more sense.
Okay.
still
That's still
unacceptable,
disgusting as
but
fuck.
You,
Okay,
you can,
yeah.
you
At least
can
you're not just
proceed
growing
with the
them for
story
fun.
now, though.
Thank you. Okay, so well, first of all, they're in a cup that you buy. You
That you put
buy
your toothbrush
bugs to
in.
feed your bugs.
Is there
Well,
like
okay,
one of
so-
those like those cups you put in the microwave, like they're like instant noodles, but it's like maggots?
No,
yeah, you pour boiling water
No,
in and
like, have you
microwave
ever-
it, and then stir it up, and
They just sell you a red
Yeah.
cup with no lid.
Yeah, exactly.
A solo
Maggots?
cup of
that would,
maggots. And
that would
No, they-
smell
at the pet
fucking
store.
atrocious.
They no, they give it to me in a toothbrush holder. No, like, have you guys ever
Yes.
gone fishing? Have you guys ever gone fishing
No.
and like, you know, you buy like
Yeah.
little, you know, you buy like a little jar of worms.
buy
It's
little-
like that, but like with
you buy a jar of
with
fish.
maggots in them. Yeah, a
that's-
jar of fish.
It's a
Are
fishing
maggots
net.
Anyway.
just worms?
No.
Yeah.
baby
well,
flies.
no. Maggots. So maggots, they're called spikes. Here's a little bit of a.
Can you
bet
say
you didn't
that?
think we were gonna get educational.
I was
Sounds like
gonna
a
say that's
slur.
a dangerous game to play.
Excuse
What
me.
spikes?
Yeah.
Spikes or maggots?
Yeah, spikes. Can you say that word? I don't know if that's. I think that's their word.
Spike?
That's a combination of two different slurs. That's kind of like a.
Oh,
an
I see.
evolution.
I see what
Ultimate
you guys are setting me up. You guys are setting me up.
I'm a cool pro Fortnite
Night
gamer.
Sound
gamer.
effect unrelated. Anyway, can I finish my
I'm an
fucking
American.
story, please?
Courtney, cut out
Continue
the
your
end of
maggot
Doplex's story.
All right. Yes. No. I want you to play
All
this
right,
entire thing
go.
twice. Okay. So I've been working. I've been wanting to make a fly, right? Because I want to feed a fly to my. And this is probably boring as fuck, but you know, I don't care.
Make a
No, it's
fly,
weird
a
as
single
fuck,
fly.
which makes it
I've been-
interesting, but I hate it.
Okay. Well, I've been wanting to incubate these spikes into flies because they turn into flies, so I can feed them to my tarantula.
Can I just
Anyway.
cut in really quick? The idea of growing like when it's so easy. There's flies fucking everywhere, or at least here in Australia.
Yeah.
There's flies everywhere. I'm sure California's the same. So the idea of like struggling to.
Right.
It's like when you see like.
No, I
Well, I
know
guess
it's
you
weird.
No, I totally get it. I'm saying it's funny. It's like when you see plants like growing in the cracks in the sidewalk, and then you try and grow a plant at home, and it's like, why is it dead? How does this happen? It's like as soon as you
grow
want
grass.
them, it doesn't work. You just cannot do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, totally. Well, I mean, you got to think flies are disgusting, and like, you know, I feel like if you raise a fly from a spike, then like when you give it to your spider, they're like healthier, and you know they don't eat shit, and like because flies out in the wild, they're just eating fucking poop and piss and fucking they're eating.
I
Pussy
feel like I've
all
had
day.
nightmares about this exact discussion. Just talking about maggots and spiders and flies.
This has been a very
and-
gross episode. Go on.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Anyway, I know I understand it like sounds gross to like somebody who like to like you guys who like obviously you guys don't have spiders, so you don't like see
Yeah,
them
we're
every
stupid.
day.
To
Like,
the
I mean, they're just, like, on a
non-bug
shelf, you know?
enthusiast.
It's like here you go, here's a maggot.
What's the fuck
you know,
thing
I'm
for
like,
me is that
whatever
you have
about
to
it.
like you have to chew up the flies and then baby bird it into the tarantula's cage. Like that's what
Yeah.
puts me off getting a spider. So
Yeah.
so kudos to you, I suppose.
Thank you. Well, you actually have to make out with the spider and actually like spit it into its mouth. That's how you feed it.
Like white girls with
Anyway.
dogs.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Like white girls with this
just less
dick.
peanut butter.
My man.
Yes!
Sound effect unrelated. Anyway. So I've kept these fucking spikes in this jar for like the past 3 weeks, and
Wait, what's a
finally
spike?
Joe
a
Biden
maggot.
be
I've
like,
kept these maggots in
Right,
this
right.
jar for like the last week, waiting for them to turn into flies. And I've been misting them, and I'm just like waiting. And this morning, I checked the jar. There's a fly in there.
whoa.
Dopefix has created
I did it.
life, everyone.
I did it. I'm officially a bug type Pokemon
Doplex
trainer.
has achieved biology, everybody. Please give
I
it up.
have.
Congratulations, Dopefix. You've created pestilence.
Thanks. That's my
yeah,
story.
Andrew
for
is
the
currently
day.
working on Strife, and James is working on War.
Yeah, and together we are the
Yes.
four whores, man.
Wait, what does that
of
mean?
the
What
ass
am I then?
apocalypse.
I don't know the other one.
You're what's I don't know. Sex.
Heart. What's the fourth?
Piss,
What's the
maybe.
fourth horseman, Andrew?
War.
Yeah, you're the
Are
you're the
you-
god man.
Did we say famine?
Oh, you know, I'm famine.
Yeah, you're famine.
That sucks. I like it.
Hey yo, famine. What's good, famine?
Hey famine. Hey famine.
Famine. Suck this
famine.
fucking dick.
All right,
Bro, imagine
so
you
I feel like
farted out of your dick.
okay. All right, we're
what
going
the
into that.
fuck?
I
theory,
have thought
you
about
think-
that multiple
Dude,
times,
I remember this
and I
episode
always.
of Thousand Ways.
Uh huh.
I think I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Sorry.
1,000 Ways to Die.
Well, I watched this episode of
Farting out of a
1,000
dick.
Ways to Die, and this dude apparently died because he was having unprotected anal sex, and the girl farted, and the air going into his dick like corrupted his whole body and killed him.
Hold
Corrupted
up.
him.
Hold up.
She uploaded a malware virus
I
to
don't
him.
know.
She hit him with a Trojan horse. She hit him with a Trojan horse.
Courtney, insert the fucking Windows error sound. Because I don't have a soundboard.
Courtney,
I
insert
got it.
58 minutes of hardcore anal porn here.
Everybody subscribe.
What is this, James Miller on
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm a
Okay.
cool pro Fortnite gamer. Am I live now? I hope not. Okay, I'm not.
Everybody gets a front row seat to
Fucking
Beef
damn
Boys.
it.
What if there was a way
All
that
right,
like tradition?
There
you
it
know,
is.
Back
I
in the,
found it.
what if there was a way that like rich nobles killed people back in the day? They like sent concubines around to their enemies' houses and they kill them with the dick fart.
Go
Shit on their
fart
dick.
on his dick.
It will be done, my lord.
Or even like modern day, like just like the coroner. Cause of death? His cock was farted inside of.
Dumpix, can you hit me with the...
She sounded his cock with a fucking fart.
Dumpix, can you hit me with the girl moaning into reverb fart? This is a
Sure.
dramatic reenaction of that happening.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me put a little spin on it.
Hey, baby.
Oh no, I'm dying from my dick!
I want you to fucking fart for me.
Yeah, you guys remember the Narnia movie where the White Witch would like...
What?
Do you remember from the Narnia movie where the White Witch would like touch someone and they slowly
Fart in
turn
the
to
guy's
stone?
Yeah.
That's what happened. They farted on his dick and just like no.
That classic scene in
That is what happened in the movie.
the classic scene in the line in
Fucking
which
the end
the
of
war children...
Indiana Jones 3, the dude goes through like all the stages of life in 5 seconds and melts. You just get
So it happens to his
what happens
dick.
when you get your dick farted on.
No, not on, inside of.
Inside of.
Can you imagine what
Outside
that
of,
must-
inside
Surrounded
of.
by hot gas.
Can you imagine what that must feel like?
Actually-
she basically
I don't want to know.
callback. She basically did to his dick what I did to my own mouth and nose with my fart when I cupped the cup to my ass.
Oh, right.
You basically did
So-
what you did to your SD card earlier. You corrupted it.
Yeah. Your SD card got its dick farted inside of.
He's gonna have to use fucking Rakuva and change the file
He
name
spent
of his
$70
brain.
trying to get the farts removed from his dick hole.
To our one female listener,
Courtney.
make sure the next time you're trying to pick up a guy, make sure you ask him if you can fart inside of his dick.
You can blow that shit up like a balloon.
Let him know to Beef
Yeah.
Boys approve.
Yeah.
And if he says yes,
I
he's
do-
a keeper.
Wait, what was... Alright,
Yes.
Andrew, what were you gonna say before
Yeah, how do we
this
get here?
tangent?
So I was
don't
gonna
remember.
I think James asked or said like, "What if you farted out of your dick?" And I was like, "I've thought about that occasionally, and it just the only way I can think of it going is like the end of a balloon. If you let the air out, and your dick would just go like, and then that would be
That's
it."
what
You would fly.
saying.
You would fly away. What if you put helium in your
Yeah.
dick and it was real high pitched?
I feel like it'd feel good.
Like,
You know, like when you got
No.
an itch. You know when you got like a really good itch and you just fucking get that shit. I feel like farting out of your dick hole would feel like a really nice itch.
You'd feel.
I don't
You're
agree.
thinking it would feel like
don't
when it
agree.
would come
I
out of
agree.
your ass. Like
Thank
when
you.
when you really need to fart and you do, and you feel that like release, that relief. That's what you think would happen. But here's the thing: your ass is designed for that. God invented it that way. Your dick hole is not. Your dick hole is an exclusive liquid-based organism. I think if anything other than liquid
right.
goes
I'm
in it,
farting shit thicker than air all the time out my dick hole.
but,
Air should be easier.
but well, think about like a kidney stone or something. As soon as there's something that isn't liquid, your dick's like, nah. This
No,
ain't
because
happening.
that's a
Yeah.
solid.
True, but
We're talking
air might
air.
act as a solid. You know, I mean, you can get some pretty bad gas backing up in
I
your...
didn't pass biology. We went too far.
Yeah.
I think that was in physics, actually.
I do want to talk about sounding for a bit, though.
Okay.
is that not what we were talking about?
Well,
Fart
somebody brought
sounding.
up. I
I'm
heard
a
somebody
cool
say
sport.
sounding, and
That
I
was
thought
me.
that was interesting. Okay, well, because when I worked at the adult store, and I feel like
boy.
I haven't really told that many stories on here yet, but
You haven't.
we did sell.
Would you
we
like
did
to
sell an
introduce that?
electric sounding kit.
Would you like to introduce... You used to work in a sex store. You were one of the people that people could have sex with, like, to test the toys on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they say sex store, that's literally what it means. You go to a store to pay people to have sex with you.
Please, I have $10.
What if there was just like...
Let me fart inside of my dick.
Maybe not actual people...
sponsored by Adam and Eve.
What if they did do something like that where they set up one of those really realistic fuck dolls and then like if you want like they had like tester kits with all the different toys you could like have a go at them.
Right.
But you had to do it in the
Well, no,
middle
that's
of
the
the
thing.
store. You couldn't use it.
Yeah, well, because obviously some
isn't
guy
that a
would...
thing in Vegas?
What the fuck?
I think that's
did
a
you
thing.
say
Like,
isn't
you
that
can
what
actually,
Vegas is?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a place in Vegas that you can go to and have sex with like a doll.
The
I think
entire-
They
that's just a
clean it
brothel.
out.
Yeah, there's one of those in Amsterdam
Fuck
as well.
that.
It's like a brothel but with the sex dolls. And you
But
can
why?
fucking
In
you can
Amsterdam,
pick
there's
out
no
the
sex
doll.
with real women. Why would they do the dolls?
How tragic would it be if you went and like you paid money to spend time with a doll?
I'm trying to think of a joke, but that's so genuinely fucking pathetic, and I hate
What if
it.
it? What
I
if?
can't think of a fucking joke.
What would they do
No,
if
no,
it
they
ended
wouldn't
up
go
being a
into
real
a-
girl? Like they get in there expecting a doll, and there's just a real person there. Like, duh.
Yeah.
What if it's like
what
you're
do I
you're
do?
out with the
Fuck.
boys, you're in Amsterdam, all your friends are single except you, but you still want to like join in on the fun. So you're like, well, this isn't technically cheating. I'll go fuck the doll.
Babe, she wasn't alive, babe.
Babe, it was she had no torso.
Women, comment down below if you'd be tight if your man fucked the sex dolls in
Yeah.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, let us know. And if you are a sex doll in Amsterdam, also let us know.
Please DM us.
How would? Yeah, please DM us.
So anyway, so
We get-
so
we
don't
give
be
us your-
spit fingered
we get a
every
DM
day
that's just-
at the sex doll factory.
Play it.
Yes, this is
This is me and hot
sex doll in Amsterdam.
Sorry, Kudos, I had to continue.
calling the sex doll at 3 a.m. No, I was leading you back into your story. I said, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So I used to work at. I used to work at a sex store, and basically, what that entails is it's an adult store. So we sold like DVDs, dildos, fucking. We sold like this Ass Master,
3,000.
like a fucking butt plug. I think it was 3,000 or something. I'm pretty sure it did have like a weird. It almost sounded like a fake name that you'd hear on like South Park
Backdoor
or something.
sluts 9.
Yeah.
I like the story of
But
four
we sold
more.
electric sounding rods,
What
and
the
that was
fuck?
like, can you imagine putting a metal rod inside of your penis and having
Yes,
your
I
wife
can.
fucking crank that up to 11?
But what does the cranking do?
But I don't know. That's what
You're
I'm
not very good at
asking.
your
Like,
job,
where's the
Doplex. You're meant to
satisfaction?
know these things. What if the customer comes in and asks?
Well, I would judge them. I'd be like, "What are you doing? Why are you putting this in your penis, Mr.
Imagine
Jones?"
if you did go to a sex store, but like you just wanted something normal like a dildo, and they were like, ugh. you go there like expecting a judgment-free environment, and they're like, ugh, gross.
That's my job.
It's like the worst place to get judged.
Because you're already kind of nervous walking in, and then if the staff are just like, ugh.
You sick fuck. What is this?
You put it up on the counter, and they're like, really? Ugh.
Dude, when I was in like middle school or early high school, just like the process of walking past Spencer's in the mall and like locking eyes with like the fucking this like gothed out girl behind the counter was enough
Yeah.
to just fucking send me home out of embarrassment.
Dude, speaking of
That's what she said to you. Oh.
speaking of judging
From across the mall.
judging customers, when a particular editor we all know, Courtney, I don't know if she wants me to actually like mention this, but we're going to.
Courtney.
Well, she could cut it out.
Courtney,
She can cut
put
it
the-
out if she
relay
wants.
the
She
segment
could just
5 times
bleep
in
her
a row.
name out if she wants.
Yeah.
I used to go and visit her when she worked at GameStop, and there was this one time it was me, her, and like a third or fourth person there, and I think it was pretty much me and her coworkers. And this guy comes in, and he buys a Pickle Rick plushie, and so
Off to a
this
great
was
start.
only
That's
like
it? No
2
video game?
This was that was it. This was only like 2 or 3 years ago. So this was well
Okay.
after the cringe of the Pickle Rick meme had exploded.
Which makes it worse.
And so
Might I add.
I'm trying to remember. I think somebody just offhand who wasn't even working there at the time made an offhand Pickle Rick joke. And so the guy pays for it and leaves, and we're all kind of like chuckling like Pickle Rick. No, we weren't making fun of it. It was just like, oh, those don't get
it's
bought
the
too
joke.
often. I think that's what somebody said was
Yeah.
those don't get bought too often. And like 10 minutes later, this guy walks back in and he wants a refund for it. And he starts being like, I didn't really like that. Like you guys like made fun of me and stuff. Like that's not really a good service.
Fuck
And
me,
I'm
man.
standing in the corner of the
Fucking loser.
of the GameStop like. Is this happening right now? And so it gets
my
kind of
God.
more and more awkward as they're like, oh, we weren't making fun of you, dude. It's just like that's not something people buy all the time. He's like, well, yeah, I was buying it as like a gag gift for like a friend or something.
Well, then who fucking cares then if it's a gag gift?
He
Like he's
aware
He
of it
sat
too.
in his car to get the fucking confidence up and was like crying and hyperventilating and like choking on his
Wiping his
snot,
tears
like
on the-
trying
on
to
the
just be
Pickle
like,
Rick toy.
dude, like if you can't do this, what can you do? You can't even go back in and get a fucking refund for Pickle Rick? Are you kidding me? And he gets like all the fucking courage in the world and little Putin's back into the fucking store. He's like, I really didn't like it, so.
That's exactly what I was about to say. So the transaction finishes and he walks out, and we all kind of were like, that was kind of odd. And then in my head, I was like, that dude waited in his car for like 10 minutes before deciding to come back in here and be like, I really didn't like how you guys made fun of me. And then I think like a day later, corporate had to call them, and they're like, we had a customer complain that he got made fun of.
Oh my god. What the fuck, dude?
Dude, Courtney's GameStop experiences while working there are fucking nutty. There are some wild people that came in. I kind of miss Courtney working there because she got discounts on everything and would like be able to take stuff if it got pennied out. So we got so many games like dirt cheap, and I have like this big ass Genji sword that's like $200, and she asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, I don't know. She's like, it's $10, and I was like, I might use that for like a bit or something in a video, so why not? And she brought it home, and I opened it, and it's like really big and really sturdy, and I took it out of the little sheath, and I was like, okay, this is kind of sick. I can't even lie. This is kind of epic.
That's fucking awesome. Do you have any cool GameStop stories, David?
Yeah, when they tried to fucking sue me over a bag of M&Ms. Fucking hate GameStop, dude. Okay, so pretty much they framed me, right? They were cleaning house. Like, they wanted to fire everybody in the store. Everybody did get fired, but they wanted to give them a reason, like, to fire them. So they wouldn't have to like
pay severance
them,
or
or I
whatever?
don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
So they came up with like different reasons for everybody to get fired. And like for me, they fucking like straight up interrogated me for an hour about like bullshit. And then like I made like an offhanded comment because they were trying to say I like stole a copy of Bloodborne. I made a video on this like years ago, but they were trying to say that I stole 2 copies of Bloodborne, which I didn't. I didn't steal them.
I thought you were gonna say which I did.
Which I did.
No.
What a twist.
No, I didn't. And like they brought me into the back room, and like it was like straight up like an interrogation. Like keep in mind, our back room was like freezing cold, so like it felt like I was like shivering. So I immediately looked guilty because I was like, oh,
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
I swear.
I swear I didn't do it.
and like they had like they had like a little TV, and they were like scrubbing through like the past like few weeks that I was working. And I went outside, and I like remember I took like a vape break, and they're like, this is it. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. This is when he fucking stole the games. It was like, you could see my fucking ass right by the door, you fucking dumbass. Anyway,
I pulled my pants down just so you could see it.
I literally spread my ass cheeks open. Anyway, I made like an offhanded comment. I was like, I've never stolen from here. The worst I've ever done was taking a bag of M&Ms. I ate them and then paid for them at the end of my shift. That's literally what I said verbatim.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay. And they sent me a fucking letter. I paid for them. Like I bought the M&Ms. I didn't have the receipt because I didn't think anything of it. I threw it. It's
who the
candy.
fuck keeps a receipt
Fucking
for M&Ms?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so like a few weeks later, well, first of all, they sent me home, and I called them to try to quit because I was so pissed off about it. And they straight up hit me with that you can't quit because you're fired. Like straight out of
Damn.
a fucking cartoon. Yeah. And yeah, a couple weeks later, I received a letter in the mail that they were fucking gonna take me to court if I didn't send them. I think it was like, I don't remember. It was either like $700. It was some like
peanut M&Ms.
yeah, it was like some ridiculous amount that I had to pay for that bag of M&Ms. Like that is how fucking shady GameStop is, and they ended up firing everybody in the
Holy
store.
shit.
And you paid
Yeah.
them.
I hate that stuff.
That's how pathetic fucking like middle management losers are in like random chain brands like that. Just
Yeah.
like flexing any fucking power they have.
Oh
I work at GameStop, goddammit.
I've paid.
You will rue the day.
And it's funny because the guy who they sent in to fucking interrogate me, he was like the LP manager. He was like this fucking fat dude in like a suit, and he was like, he was coming in with like a briefcase. Like it was very like, I have a lot of power, but I work for GameStop LP. You know, the most pathetic, the saddest piece of shit. Probably hates his life. His wife probably cheated on him a few times, and he feels like he gets some sick satisfaction of making people shiver over a bag of M&Ms.
But at least he gets to dunk on you.
Yeah,
He gets to fuck Douglas.
yeah.
What if they had just sent in like
Got him.
Hitman, and he sits down and is like, hello there. Have you ever stolen anything from the store? And you're just like actually shaking.
No, I did it.
He's smoking a cigar.
He just like puts his goes like this, is like affirmative.
I can't break him. I'm gonna try a different tactic. What's
gonna happen to me?
Do the M&M's gag.
He just puts headphones on you and he's like,
No.
He's like, does this sound like something you would do?
Well, I'm getting ready to hit
He
this
starts playing
boat.
Nightcore Avril Lavigne.
If he cries, we got him.
better not cry.
Yeah, fuck GameStop and all the
Fuck
just yeah.
GameStop.
Fuck.
I know. I'm sure Courtney can. She's editing this. I'm sure she can concur. But the customers you get at GameStop, they're all weird. All of them. They're all weird.
That's what I'm saying.
She
Don't
had
shop at GameStop.
She had someone come in and get mad at her because they had bought a Switch, and then they came back like a day later, and their kid had just like whip nay-nayed the thing out the window or something, and it was like beat the fuck up, and they were demanding a refund. And so Courtney was working there, and her coworker is black, and this is actually relevant. He comes up to help her with the kid.
no.
Unlike every other
And
time
the
Andrew
dude-
brings up race.
He's black, and this is relevant.
Her
Some people
coworker was
bring
black.
up
She
things
wasn't
for
working
no-
that day, but you know, like.
So he comes up to assist Courtney, and this dude is like going off, and he pulls the race card of like, you're trying to come at me because, you know, like we're Indian. And her coworker was like, what?
Pardon-moi.
It's like, look at the state of this Switch, man. This is not a hard concept to understand. Your child just like,
I love the idea
Kobe'd that
that
shit
like
out
the
the
mum
window.
brought it in like, this clearly did not stand up to the the Switch's well documented ability to fall out a 2-story window. I want a refund.
myth busted. Give me my money back.
But
It clearly isn't working as intended.
Theory.
Can we talk about MatPat being into lollies?
What?
I only
No,
sort of.
I don't want
about
to.
Okay,
What are you
sweet.
talking about?
I prefer not to talk about that.
We
Shows how
can
much-
save it for next episode.
Shows how much
Unless
you check
you
the
wanna
links
talk
I
about
send in chat, Doug
Weird.
Weeks. It was a weird.
Oh.
Give us the synopsis and we'll
Yeah.
see if we move.
No, it's
forward
nothing.
with
It was
the
just a
topic.
random thing that
Okay.
came up where someone, I guess whoever wrote MatPat's script said something like these accusations. The only thing hotter than this lolly are these accusations with like a picture of like a lolicon girl, and apparently like that's just he left that in. That's part of the video. and someone just cut out of context. It was just like, did MatPat read the script when he said this out loud?
Maybe he doesn't know what it means.
Matt
Maybe.
Pat's
Yeah.
so strange because
so
like
weird.
I've seen him on other people's projects. Like he did like a large chunk of acting for one of Markiplier's like choose your own adventure things, and he was like a standout guy in that like series. Like he was a genuinely really good actor and everything. But then. And I was like, that looks like MatPat, but that can't be MatPat because this can't be the guy that's telling me like Bowser like Mario calls Bowser gay because he fucks Peach in the ass, but Peach won't let Mario fuck the ass. But then like that's just the game theory. Like that can't be, you can't tell me that's the same guy bringing me to emotions over here on Markiplier.
Matt Pat's the one that got in trouble for the coronavirus thing, right? Where he's like,
well, it's just a game theory.
Game
yeah,
theory.
he was-
You can get away with anything
I
if you
feel
say
like
it's a game
Oni
theory.
Plays talked about it. It was something to the effect of he was like, Mario could definitely outlive the coronavirus.
Oh, it was it was which heroes could like survive
fuck?
the coronavirus, which is like kind of in poor taste. It was like Zelda and Mario and Kirby and everyone.
So long, Bowser.
My favorite game theory clip is the one where it's like it's just like 3 minutes of him explaining like a passage from the Quran. Like in vivid detail, and then at the very like with no reference to any video games. It's from part of a wider video, but people have cut it out because it's really funny. It's literally just 3 minutes of him explaining like the Muslim faith, and then then at the end he's like, and these 13 tenets relate back to the 13 pixels on the sea temple block in Minecraft, and it's like, bruh, it's so funny.
I will say, just like that whole genre on YouTube as a whole, like that is like my guilty pleasure. I don't know about you guys, but like just weird like video game facts for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
I like
there's like something.
Number 15.
There's certain ones I like and certain
Bowser
ones I
is
don't.
gay.
Like I like Did You Know Gaming? I like actual facts. The ones where Matt Pat's like, could Mario survive a 60-foot fall in real life? It's like, well, obviously not. It's a video game. Like I don't really.
Yeah.
Or like, can
More
Link's hook shot really carry a person without ripping their arms off? It's like, again.
Can Mario
obviously
survive
not.
getting his dick farted inside of by Peach?
The average
out.
penis is around 4 to 6 inches long. So if we, but yeah,
If we measure Mario,
those ones I don't give a shit about. But the ones where he like kind of gets into like interesting theories, like especially the FNAF ones, even though there's like 50 billion of those, but the ones where he kind of like breaks down like the backstory and lore are kind of interesting. But yeah. Anyway, is this it?
I think so. Let's wrap it up.
You ready for this? You ready for this hard cut outro?
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we want to do an outro?
Dream said the N-word.
What?